Hello there everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree. I just did this intro several times, just couldn't get it right. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some palettes. I have 5 here that have wonderful, beautiful A+ packaging, and then once I opened it and started using it, the inside was terrible. So yes, beautiful packaging with awful performance, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm talking about. Also, my eyebrows are living their own life today. There's always tomorrow to try again. One was darker, so I kept trying to darken the other one, and the other one was bigger, so I made the other one bigger, and it was a whole thing, and this is what we're left with. It's just, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, the palette that spurred on this idea, and the one I'm wearing today, is the Melt Cosmetics Impulsive palette. I do have a video sometime last year that I did, full swatches and review. I will link it down below in case you're interested in checking it out. This palette is so beautiful to look at. The packaging is very big. It also opens up like this. I actually went out of my way to clean it this morning because it was so dirty. I was cleaning some of my palettes yesterday. When I opened this, I was like, oh my god. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's really pretty. It has like this tiered like levels to the eyeshadows. Really like weighty, really heavy. I feel like this was $60 or something, kind of very expensive. This palette is extraordinarily frustrating to use. It's beautiful to look at. The shades look so gorgeous. Lots and lots of shimmers in here, which I don't mind. I love shimmer eyeshadows, but all of these shimmers are awful. They're so dry. They're so dry even to touch. It's like, what is this formula? If it's not super dry, it's very, very flaky and crumbly. You touch it and it falls out of the pan. You'll get hard pan immediately. It's super frustrating to use. Tons and tons of fallout. I did do even this really simple eyeshadow today. I did something before, had to wipe it off. It was just making me so mad. Put this extremely simple eye on, tons of fallout. I did my eye makeup before face, which I don't normally like to do. It's fine. The mattes in here though are fantastic. Unfortunately, there's only 7 of them in, the entire palette. They're all in this side here. They're so good, they made me want to buy. I actually bought the Gemini palette because the mattes are really, really, really good. Shimmers, extremely disappointing. They're also really frustrating. Like I said, the pigmentation's either poor, they're flaky, they're crumbly, and they're really, really dry. Mattes are incredible though. But yeah, this palette is very frustrating for me to use. It makes me mad about it. Definitely a regret right here, but it's way too used now to try to like put it on Poshmark or something. Plus it's not very good. Like I wouldn't even want to give this to somebody. It's really, really awful palette. It goes on sale on Sephora's website every now and then. I saw it for half off. It was like $24 at one time not too long ago. So if you are interested in this palette, definitely wait for it to go on sale. I usually don't say like, oh, it's not worth that much, because I'm sure the materials and the quality, all that stuff, who knows if this was worth $60 worth of materials to put together. But I would not recommend paying that much for this palette. Wait for it to go on sale. Keep an eye on Sephora sale section if you're interested in checking it out. But yeah, not happy with that one. The next one, no, this is the palette that spurred on the idea. That was the second one. Now that I'm holding it, I'm like, hold on, this is the one. This, oh my god, talk about disappointment. This is from Becca, and it's the Pearl Glow Shimmering Eye Palette. When I saw this on Ulta's website, I felt like I couldn't stand it. I was like, I have to have that. I bought the highlighter that went along with this collection, and it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite ones that I've bought ever. Like, it's so good. And this palette to look at is beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at these eyeshadows on the inside. Look at this little seashell imprint. They're so brilliant to look at. They're so pretty. I will swatch some of these for you. I wanted this so bad, could never pull the trigger on the website. I don't know why, I never bought it, but I saw someone pick this up at TJ Maxx and I was like, oh my god, it's at TJ Maxx, I have to have it now. Couldn't find it, kind of forgot about it, and then one day I stopped and I found it, and I lost my mind. I was so excited. Then I started playing with it, and I'm like, what is this? So I have two or three that come to mind of Becca's other palettes, those big round ones they came out with. I have 2 of those, and I really like them. So I thought I would like this because I assumed it'd be kind of the same formula. These are just, oh my gosh. So they're really, really light. It's almost like putting a little bit of highlighter on your eyes. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're fine to look at. But what I find very disappointing about this palette is not only just the pigmentation, it's just meh. Um, they just don't glisten and they're not as brilliant as they appear to be when I'm putting it on. So when I'm getting ready in the morning, I got the mirror here, I got a little lamp here as well, and with the light right here, it makes everything glisten on your face. Highlighter just looks like a beam. Every little sparkle it catches on your eyes, and it makes everything look more amazing than it is. And then once I click the light off, I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, or put my hair up in a ponytail. I see my eyes in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, that's so boring. So these just don't translate to the eye as well as they do in a close-up swatch or in the bright, perfect lighting, even being outside like in the sun. And I work all day with fluorescent lighting, and it's not like, well, no, they're LEDs or whatever. But, you know, with that, not natural lighting, I guess. And it just doesn't show off the brilliance that these have. And it's just really disappointing because in swatches it kind of looks like, ooh, that gloss would look great on my eyelids, but it just doesn't transfer that way. And it's really, really disappointing. And I was like, I think because how it was such an emotional adventure to find this palette. And I think after all of that, it was just so much of a letdown because it just didn't, it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. And I guess, I don't know. It's just disappointing. And this is one that I do mention even though it's not available anymore because it's still at TJ Maxx. If you feel like one of these other palettes I'm going to mention here, don't feel like you missed out if you couldn't get it. I feel that way sometimes with limited edition stuff that goes like out of stock and never comes back. I'll search on Poshmark. I'll look online trying to find it. And I always feel like I missed out. So if you feel like you missed out on this, you really didn't. Unless you just want to have it to look at it. It's really pretty to look at and to have, but not a need for sure. This is the next palette I'm going to talk about. I think Benefit doesn't make this anymore, but if you find it on Poshmark, if you feel like you missed out, you didn't. You did not miss out on this. It's the Party Like a Rockstar palette. I did do a dedicated video to this as well. Oh, I almost want to say I hate this. It's beautiful to look at. Benefit always gets it right with their packaging. They kind of remind me of the Balm a little bit. Kind of like really cute, very themed, very pretty. They put a lot of thought into the packaging of their products, and it's like this is nice. I love looking at this. The way it looks on the inside, it's beautifully set up. You get the Hoola Light and the Hoola Bronzer, like Split Pan, California Blush, and Dandelion. I love Dandelion. I have a full size. I'll never finish it. I was just talking about this yesterday with my boyfriend about that blush. Anyway, you get 4 awful eyeshadows. And then 4 like lip balm type things, and they do have a little plastic to cover those up. That way you're not getting powder in your lip balms, which is genius. That's a really good move there. Anyway, despite the packaging looking great, and it looks like a nice layout of products here, this palette absolutely sucks. It's so awful. The eyeshadows are some of the worst I've ever used in my life. I don't understand why there's a split pan with 2 drastically different shades of bronzer. If you are a Hoola person, you don't need this one at all. It's just going to make Hoola look way lighter than it is because you're going to end up mixing them either way. Like you could delicately get a small brush in there, but you know, and if you are a Hoola light person, you obviously don't like the Hoola shade. It's very drastically different. So don't understand why it's a split pan. California has absolutely no pigmentation. I don't know why. Because I have a little mini of California and it's perfectly fine, but in here, this one doesn't transfer at all. It's awful. And then Dandelion is just fine. Lip balms, nothing to write home about. I hate this palette very much. I bought it on HSN. Regret. Total regret. Don't feel like you missed out if you missed out on that palette. And then I have 2 here that have 1 shade that's really, really good in the palette, and the rest of it is awful. And it's from Too Faced. Both of these are from Too Faced. This one is the sparkling pineapple eyeshadow palette. This packaging and this one, let's just talk about them both. This one here, the Razzle Dazzle Berry or something. Razzle Dazzle Berry, yeah, it is. Home run packaging. This packaging is so cute, and I couldn't stop thinking about this forever. Ever since they dropped these like little collections, they are amazingly packaged. The blushes as well are so beautiful to look at. It opens up like this, and the mirror only goes so high. Really cute, though. I like it a lot. Love the layout of shades in here. It has a really gross Robitussin scent, which is besides the point. This palette is awful. awful, awful. The shimmers in here are like a really, they're not really shimmer. They're actually like a foiled, like, I know I'm like, I can feel it. It's like a foiled, I can't describe it, but they're definitely not your traditional shimmers. They are like foil shadows. And the one in here called Razzle is incredible. This one right here, I'm going to swatch it for you because, oh my gosh, it's so mirror-like. Like, look at it. It's insane. How on earth did they get a shadow like this to have this kind of finish? It's crazy. I love that one. The rest of it is so awful. I'm going to hold it like this. This purple one, to touch it, will completely crumble and fall out of the pan, so you have to be really delicate with it. And as someone that really enjoys putting eyeshadow on with their fingers, like myself, it's super disappointing to get shades like this that really fall apart when you touch them with your fingers. These two shades here on the end are fine, but the rest of it I find just not very good, not very blendable. These two here are not good at all. This one here I don't like either. You get the point. I don't like this palette. It has one really good shade, but it was super, super disappointing. Same thing with the sparkly pineapple palette. Really pretty packaging. I love to look at this. It's so cute. But this palette as well, how can I hold this? So I'm just gonna hold it like that. This shade right here, it has that same finish as Razzle did in the other palette, where it feels like it's just weird. But it's so pretty. Not as intense as this one, but still just really, really pretty on its own. The only good shadow, the only one I want to reach for. The gold one here in the middle will completely fall apart if you touch it with your finger, which sucks because I like to put that one on the eyelid with my finger. The three over here are totally fine, but they're nothing to write home about. Really disappointed with this palette's performance as well. Just don't enjoy it at all. The formula is just so drastically different between each shadow. Like you have this one here that's almost like, it almost feels like it's cream, but it's not. And then these ones here that are super okay, and then one that falls apart, one that has no pigmentation. Like there's no cohesiveness, I guess, with the formula, if that makes sense. I don't know. But that one shade in here is why I hold on to this palette. That one right there called Razzle. It's incredible. But the rest of it, nothing to write home about. But I think people like these palettes for the most part. They keep making them. But I don't know. I just can't get on board with it. But anyway, that is it. Those are 5 palettes that I love the packaging of. Even the assortment of shades that's in it, it looks really nice to look at, but they just don't perform well for me at all. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video. If you have anything that is beautiful on the outside and awful on the inside, let me know some others. I'm also working on one, I only have one palette so far in it, of products that are awful packaging, great on the inside. You know, a little bit of reverse. Anyway, that is it. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go fan myself off now, and I will see you later in another video.